Alright, I am going to give you my opinion on why RuneScape 3 is so bad. Now, I know this is very subjective, so keep that in mind. First off, no real fun endgame content there. I know this is the most objective thing you can ever say, but when you've done it all, there is nothing fun to do. I mean, I'm pretty sure most people can agree with me on this, that you only play or log in just because you have friends on that you want to talk to and stuff, and you obviously can't talk to them offline, or you'll just lobby sit and talk to them, but sometimes you'll miss it, so you do play the game, or you just sit at the bank and just do nothing. I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to that because there's nothing fun to do. Jagex just releases such boring content. They'll release port content. You know, some people like ports, and a lot of people do not like ports because it's just so boring. But they've made it a little bit better with the Captain Log update and things. You guys should know that I do actually play RuneScape 3. I don't play it as much anymore because of my new computer, because my other one broke and it can't really handle RuneScape 3 that well. But I don't really mind, because usually when I logged in I didn't do anything. Because literally, for at least me, I like PVM, but I love PvP, and they just took a giant shit on the PvP community with RuneScape 3 and abilities and stuff. And I know there's Legacy, but Legacy is the biggest load of shit ever with all the new weapons and stuff, and you can literally bring best gear in there, generally speaking. I mean, I don't think you can't bring Tetsu and stuff in there, but I'm pretty sure they didn't fix the Hydrix jewelry. You get what I'm trying to say. Sorry, sometimes I can't pronounce things. But if you die with that stuff, it's untradeable. They can't pick it up, so you can just run back there, pick it up. Best in slot items, no risk at all. You can use it. Protect your scythe, your noxious bow, whatever you're using, because you can just one item with tier 90s now. No real risk. Barely anyone PKs, really. I mean, no one's stupid enough to think people actually PK besides for war bans. That's only people wanting XP. It's nothing really fun there. But other than that, just there's nothing fun for me. I've done every single boss, and I'm pretty sure anyone that's done a ton of bossing can relate. That bossing is just so boring, and I love Slayer, but Slayer is more boring with Slayer VIP tickets and stuff and wanting efficient XP. There's not much tasks choice-wise, and you're just going to be stuck doing the same tasks over and over again. I really wish that it was the whole, you don't get the same task every 5 tasks, because when I do a task like Ganodermic Beast, as an example, and I'm done, and I get Gano Beast again, I get so annoyed, because I just left that spot just to get them again, to have to go all the way back to them. And that's not fun. I don't like that, just to spend 20 minutes doing that task and then just going right back. Being able to get that task again, it is just the most agitating thing ever for me, and I'm pretty sure I've seen a lot of people relate. I watch RuneScape videos and stuff, and people hate going back, getting the same task again. It's like, really? I just left that place and you're just going to make me go right back after leaving? But as for an example of some 07 stuff that I actually find enjoyable, and will probably still find enjoyable even after I max my combat stats, Nightmare Zone. I actually really like Nightmare Zone. I like the concept a lot. I don't have the stats to go do Nightmare Zone, and I don't really have the quest to make it that enjoyable, but it's a very interesting concept. And when they updated Dominion Tower, they had the perfect chance to make it somewhat like Nightmare Zone, but they didn't. Instead, they made it more than ever dead content, requiring you to get 25 kills for fucking Dreadnips, the gloves. Just, it's complete bullshit. I mean, I'm never gonna go back to there to get Dreadnips, because just 25 kills takes way too long, and those new bosses and stuff are so annoying because of their stupid fixed tier combat level and fixed things. I just don't like it at all. So that's my main issue with RuneScape 3, is they just suck money out of every player. And instead of putting it into RuneScape 3 and actually updating the game, they put it into dead projects like Transformer Universe. What was that? They have other games. I can't even freaking think of the names. They've made so many dead games and stuff. I mean, Phono Orb, I guess, lasted quite a while before that was shut down. I'm pretty sure it's shut down. But they just put so much money into new games that just die in a month, 2 months. They'll gain a little bit of hype. They'll, pay to promote that, but they don't really pay ever to promote RuneScape 3. It's just like, oh, we're going to pay to promote this new thing, and it'll die in a month. But, you know what, we can just go to RuneScape 3 and cash out those microtransactions and make back a bunch of our money. That's literally what they always do. I mean, if you look at when Transformer Universe shut down, we have gained so many treasure hunter updates. I think it was like back to back 1 week. There's this treasure hunter promotion after treasure hunter promotion. And it's just so sickening to see it, because you know what's happening in the game. You know they're just trying to get money and just put in crappy updates. I mean, I know people love quests and all, but you can replay the quest, I know, for some of the newer quests. I mean, I think it's only 2. But why you'd even do that for the shitty reward of a huge, I think it's a huge XP lamp or something. I know, what are those things called? Stars, prismatic stars, I think. I don't really remember. I haven't been on RuneScape 3 for like a week, and I'm already forgetting all the treasure hunter stuff. But that's the issue I see with RuneScape 3, is they just don't care about their game. I mean, they're taking player suggestions, and you know what? The player suggestions, better than a couple of the updates, more than a couple of the updates from last year. I mean, the Runite and Adamant Dragons, if done right, sounds like a hell of a lot of fun compared to a lot of the updates from last year. And sounds like a hell of a lot more fun than some recent updates throughout this year. And, they are definitely milking it out, because they have run out of ideas, and I can tell, because I understand they just wanted to copy the format of 07, but make it better with player suggestions updates, which 07 does anyways if you sent in things for their Q&A. But those updates, I mean, if you go look at Rune Labs and you look at some of the top suggestions, it's like, why the hell hasn't Jagex done this already? And, not all of them are going to win, and that's the sad part, is because a lot of them are really good, and Jagex is going to say it takes a lot of development time, but it's like, we're going to just put development time into other games and stuff, which they actually do, which is annoying as fuck, because, like I said, they should care about their main game, which they don't even give a fuck about, because they rather make other games and try to make that big. Oh, that just reminded me of that, I don't know if you guys even knew about it, but they tried a Farmville game once. Full Naked Clash or something, I think. It died in like a month, because it was the most dumb thing. By the way, that was my Facebook if you heard it. It was the most dumb thing ever. You would start out, I actually played it for like a day and then gave up on it, because you'd start out and you'd have to build up, and literally building up took like 12 hours. It was something to make you play, but not play all the time, which is the dumbest choice of anything, because who wants to play a game without have to wait 24/7, log in once, and wait again. But that was the main gist of it that I remember. I mean, I didn't play long, and I knew you could upgrade. I don't know if there's any microtransactions. There probably was, but it did not last long. And I really wonder how much money they put into that. They even promoted it. They had a whole promotion thing on it. And I know they like to promote the things on their own website and stuff. But I remember actually, pretty sure I saw an ad for it. I can't really remember. But the second thing I hate about RuneScape 3 is their staff. I mean, anyone can agree, JMods are corrupt as fuck. Prime example, Mod Infinity. I hate Mod Infinity for personal reasons, and you want to know why? You know how you want to mess with friends and stuff, and I don't know if any of you have ever done it, but I made an alternate account. It was my refer a friend account, and I changed my name to mimic him. So for an example, let's see someone. No Pressure. I I would make a name like no, then no space pressure, and I'd stay in. I don't know if this is their home world, but I'd stay in their home world and stuff. Never talk to them. Never talk to them. If they ever saw me, I wouldn't talk to them. Talk to no one. I never impersonated them. They were a player mod, by the way. And you know what? After they noticed me, I was harassed like fuck by player moderators. No lie, I got like 10, 15 PMs from player moderators asking, why am I impersonating blah 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 blah. And I'd say, I'm not impersonating them. That's all I'd say to them. They'd keep trying to talk to me and stuff. Wouldn't say a damn thing to them. 2 days after he found out about my account, I log in, forced name change. I'm like, alright, don't mind that. I knew it was probably going to happen because he was a player moderator, and player moderators are more corrupt than JMods, I can assure you that much. You should have seen the harassment those player moderators gave me. And, I could have reported them, but I knew it wasn't going to do anything. And you know what? The second part of this will prove why. I log in, change my name, didn't give a fuck. Literally 5 seconds after changing my name, Mod Infinity PMs me. And he says, you changed your name, blah blah blah, reasons why, for your name being so similar to this player moderator. And then I was like, it was after an animal. That was their name in an animal. We'll go with Dean Shark. We'll go with that one. So, and mine was Dean Sharks. And he's like, why'd you pick that name? Because, why did Burner73 over here have that name? Why did One Showstopper have that name? Why'd Fanny Crawler have that name? Why'd On Steroids have that name? Does he like being on steroids? You need a reason for your name. And, I just said I like sharks. Simple as that. And he didn't give a fuck. He's like, well, your name's too close to this player moderator's name, so you're forced to change it. And you know what? I have seen people with close names to player moderators. That player moderator don't give a shit. And I was forced to change my name. And I was like, he's like, I've gone through your past accounts, and I know you're friends with the person. So I was like, alright, are you going to tell him that it was my account? And he's like, no, I can't do that. It's against player privacy. So it's like, okay. Then, got off that conversation, stopped talking to him. 5 minutes later, he deletes me. And I knew this because he logged out, and I went to his friendship. I was friends with this guy for like 2 months, 5 months, around there, I can't really remember. And he just deleted me, said nothing. Every time I've seen him, in the past 8 months, I think it's been, hasn't talked to me at all. I know Mod Infinity told him that was my account. That is some shitty fucking business right there, giving someone my alternate account's name and who the owner of that account is. I just don't like that at all. That's like the things he could tell someone, and if you don't know, Mod Infinity is a corrupt player moderator. I mean, not player, Jagex moderator. Very, very corrupt. When you look him up, you'll see what he did with his whole website thing, putting false information and court claim things onto another website, so his website would rule supreme over it and shut it down, so he would get all the customers. I don't know if that was fake, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't, because RuneScape used to always use him for their behind the scenes and all that stuff, and after that came around, they stopped using him. Like, I think I've only seen him once in the past 6 months, when he used to be like on there at least once, twice a week. So, definitely something fishy happening there. And if you have high level forum access, you will know how much of a fucking pervert he is on the offsite real life picture forum thing. He's just fucking disgusting. If a girl posts her pictures there, he's gonna flirt their head off. And if I remember correctly, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure he tried to get with a 16, 17-year-old girl. So, pretty gross on his part. I mean, I know 17's not that bad. I mean, it matters where you live. In New Hampshire, where I live, the age of consent is 16, but I mean, he's in his. I don't know how old he is. Probably 24, 26, I don't know. He's a real Justin Bieber wannabe. I mean, you can just tell that by his hair. But they're mods. You know, they don't give a fuck what their mods do. RuneScape 3 just doesn't give a fuck. I mean, Old School fired Sorect because of his bad reputation. All the bad things he said about their game, so you know what, they got rid of him. Don't know about Silent Core? I mean, he did abuse his mod powers. I mean, did it for the right reason, but he still abused them. Don't really know the full story behind him, but they got rid of their bad parts. They're bad for business people. But RuneScape 3, they don't care about their staff. Sorry if you don't like the noise too. It's not because I'm not used to talking or anything. I just... you don't know how much I hate Mod Infinity. But that's our issue. No real fun endgame content. It's just a continual ramble of bullshit stuff that's gone in a couple of hours. Once you do it, you'll never go back. They have to rely on their their players just for updates that are even half decent. More decent than probably any of their updates they could think of. Their staff is horrible. I mean, I've met a lot of good JMods, but I have met more worse. I mean, you look up Jagex moderators, you'll find a lot of bad apples like Mod Infinity and stuff, and they don't. RuneScape doesn't give a fuck. They'll just be the Catholic Church and put them under the rug. Keep them in there, but put them under the rug so you don't think of them again. But, yeah, I love RuneScape 3, but there's just no content on there that's any bit fun to do anymore. So that's my rant on it. I mean, I know, like I said, it's subjective. Sorry for my rambling on words. I've been up for quite a bit. So, a little bit tough to keep in the words that I want to say. But that's pretty much my whole rant on RuneScape 3 and why it's gone down so much. I mean, just I don't care about the bonus XP they put into the game, you know. I don't care. Game's gonna get easier. I mean, look at the fucking year and look when RuneScape was released. It's gonna be easy. Old School is getting easier, a lot easier. Stamina potions, GE. I mean, I can just make one for Old School. Easy dandy, you know what? Old School has their bad rep. RuneScape 3 has their bad rep. But RuneScape 3 has no fun content. I mean, 07, I can go to the wilderness, kill some bosses, you know, relax. Some easy bosses in the wilderness. The demi bosses. And there's the main bosses in the wilderness, which are pretty fun and good money. Decent money, at least. I can go to Zolra. I can go to Garwar's Dungeon. You know what? I won't grow bored. Zolra is pretty interesting in the fact that it has different phases anytime you enter the fight. Well, it can have different phases. And, you know, there's a certain amount, but it's interesting. Every time you go in there, you don't know which one you're going to get. RuneScape 3, nothing like that really that I can think of off the top of my head. Rots changes daily. That's interesting, but once you do hundreds, 1,000 kills a week, it is just nothing, because you're used to every rotation pretty much if you do it enough. Vrago, weekly, boring, set changes, so you know every rotation that's going to come around. You know every Rots rotation that's going to come around the next day. Every Vrago, every Raxor. And that's just a boring thing about it. There's no interesting boss that they create that can make it interesting. They just don't give a fuck. And that's the main issue with RuneScape 3. I'll end it there. They just don't give a fuck about anyone but themselves.